Good morning. It's Sunday setup time. How are we doing today? Hi, I'm Clayton Allen, host of the Day Trading Plumber and founder of Allen FX. So it's Sunday. Time to go through our charts and see where price is sitting. And let's see if there's any good trades to take. All right, let's get started. So I got my screen open here. Again, if this is the first time you're watching this, I use tradingview.com charts. They're free. I pay a small amount of money a year to have a few extra tools, but you can figure that out. So we're on the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. You can see on the daily chart, we're following a decent channel, and then we've identified a very strong support zone. That's this bullish zone we got here. And if we zoom in, I made my cursor bigger, by the way. A few of you wrote in and said you couldn't see it, so now I got a bigger cursor. You can see price in the last week made it down to our bullish zone. I made a little bit more detailed video on a smaller time frame and published that yesterday. And we might do that a few more times today if we find some pairs that are closer. So this one's ready to be looking at a smaller time frame, looking for a confirmation on a smaller time frame that our bullish idea is going to work. As you can see, fundamentally, there's a lot of news coming out in the next few days on this pair. So that's what we'll be looking for. So I'm going to turn this one green because we need to be looking for a buy or confirm that our bullish, we're going to break this support and we're going to hit a new low. So that in that case, we'll be selling. All right, let's look at Australian dollar, Swiss franc. Excuse me. So you can see our analysis before was strong Knoxville divergence, but we were kind of in this wedge pattern. Well, we could see now, let me move that out of the way. We could see now that we've kind of broke through this wedge pattern. Not quite yet. So it's starting to look a little bit more like if we get up into the zone and we start seeing some confirmation on a smaller time frame, we might have a bullish trade, a buy trade up to this area. Just not quite ready yet. So this one I'm going to turn yellow, meaning we've looked at it and it's not ready. Australian dollar JPY. Okay. So this one shot up, stretched to the back side of our bearish zone, but it broke this resistance level. So, it would have been a really good trade to catch this right at the backside. Now we kind of see it stalling out. So this is one we're going to possibly look for a retest up here. If we see it break this, this will turn into a bullish zone instead of bearish. But right now I'm still bearish this pair, but I want to see this kind of come back up into this bearish zone as a retest, possibly a double top. Let's just look at a smaller time frame real quick. So yeah, you can see we had Knoxville divergence. This would have been a really good time to, on this double top right here, take a sell, and we would have been in some good profit. But as you can see now, it's kind of following this downward trend. So we'll just look to see for a strong push up for price to gas out, and that'd be a good time to take a sell trade. Or we'll see if price is just going to continue coming down, and then on another pullback up, we'll get into a sell trade this week. So here, I'm going to put it green because it got in our zone, and now we're going to look for a confirmation. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Let's go to our daily. Wow. So we had this big bullish push last week. We didn't get in this trade, but it would have been a great buy here once it got into our bullish trade. But this is a good example of how if you post these bullish, bearish zones, supply and demand zones, support resistance zones, however you want to, whatever you want to call them, you can see price does respect them. This was 2 days, the end of last week, these two daily candles here. Now, I'm liking it's hitting this resistance. If we see a push up in here and price gas out again, I'm a seller all day on this pair. So I'm going to be looking, we're going to turn it green, knowing that I'm going to be looking for a sell. Australian dollar, or US dollar. Okay. So you can see price came up into here, came up into our bearish zone, and then last 4 days of the week, last week, respected it. So I'm still bearish. We're kind of hitting the tops of these candles, so we need to kind of look for a confirmation. But I kind of like this pair bearish still down to our bullish zone, or at least halfway. Okay, let's put that one green. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. All right, so here's what we always teach, right? Is we had this nice channel, right? But now price has broke through that resistance line. So now this bearish zone, let's just get rid of it. This bearish zone is now bullish zone. So what we're looking for here is a pullback and a retest of this former resistance and respect it as a support now, and we will be bullish here. And this looks like it could be it's kind of stalling out right on this level. So what we're going to look for is a pullback confirmation, and we'll take a buy. But we also got to be aware this could be a false breakout, hit this level that we see right here, and might continue back down to this range. So that's the fun of trading, right? Is you never know. But based on what I've seen, the price may come back down, retest this, and you'll get a lot more buyers putting risk on, and you should be with that train and at least ride it back up to this level. Okay, so this one's yellow. Wait, hold on. Yellow. Okay, got the same thing going on here at the Canadian dollar JPY. So obviously last week the Canadian dollar had a little bit of fun. Excuse me, getting a drink of coffee. Okay, so here's what we got. Broke through. Price continued to push up all last week. Hasn't come down to retest. We still have our alert from last week there. And, it's starting to round top right where this level is. So one could almost say you could sell this back down to this bullish zone. It's a little riskier doing that. I want to see a pullback to this zone, and then I'm a buyer if I don't see it bust through this former support or resistance. Sorry. So this one's a yellow. Swiss franc JPY. Oh, look at what we got. Look at what we got here. All right. So we had a breakthrough, and now we have a pullback. The exact same scenario that we've been talking about on those CAD pairs. So another fun thing to do here is, okay, where is my, let's find it. Where's our Fibonacci retracement tool? Okay, let's go from this impulse leg. So you could see price, let's go to the bottom there. So it's past the 0.23 line. So what I'm going to do is I am going to wait for this to respect the 0.38, right? Comes down almost perfect to test this former resistance line. And I'm going to be looking at right around this range right here in our bullish zone for this to be a strong retest. And then we're going to go long far above the zero line here. And that's going to be a great trade. So hopefully you guys can see that. If we see it blow past through this, we'll be looking again at the 0.5. But then again, that broke this resistance line if it comes back down here, and we may have had a false breakout and it could come back down. So like I say all the time, just because this looks really good right now doesn't mean we knee-jerk react and jump in. We wait for a smaller time frame confirmation right around this level, right around, it's almost perfect lined up. You're at a Fibonacci retracement level, you're at a former resistance, and you know, if you start to see it bounce here and on a smaller time frame, you see a small trend line break up, great time to buy this pair. We're going to turn this one yellow because we need some more to happen. Australian dollar, or Euro Australian dollar. Okay, so last week we drew this little trend line of this upward. It broke through, it's retested, it's come back down, but we're kind of, it respected this level, so we're still in no man's land on this pair. EURCAD. Wow. Wow. So price early last week, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago, price shot up to the backside of our bearish zone and perfectly hit the backside of it, then instantly down. So now what we're looking for this week, price comes down into our bullish zone, we're going to be a buyer back up to this bearish zone, or at least this resistance line. I think why we didn't take this trade last week is we had this strong resistance channel, top of the channel, and we busted through it. But you can see this was a false breakout. It respected this horizontal resistance line. And then great trade here. So this one's yellow. Euro Swiss franc. All right, so last week we were in our bearish zone, and as you can see, we just consolidated all week in our bearish zone. So you know what we're going to be looking for this week is if we get a breakout of this, zone, this will become a bullish zone. Or you know, if we just keep consolidating in our bearish zone and we look for a break down, and then we're sellers down to our bullish zone down here. So this one I want to keep my eye on because we're actually in the zone, kind of in the zone. I'm going to make it green so it's active. All right, so what we had here is 2 weeks ago, yeah, we had this head and shoulders, a break of the neckline, and we actually sold this pair and made some money. But now you can see prices kind of consolidating. Never quite got all the way down to our bullish zone, but it very well could make a break down there. What I'm going to look for on this pair, if price does get down to our bullish zone or this strong support line, I mean, we're already at 30 on the RSI down here. But if we see it break down here, I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer of this pair, and I know fundamentally the Brexit news is greatly affecting both these pairs. So that's this confusion, but I think there's a lot of buyers in this region. So I'm going to wait for it to get down there before I make a decision on this pair. EUROJPY. So we kind of are starting this. We broke through this resistance. We identified that last week, and then we made this bullish zone, we're looking for a retest. So this one is yellow. Looking for a retest, a strong bounce off this former resistance, confirming it's a new support. Or if we draw a line, a trend line here, comes down, respects this trend line, we might have a good buy trade. So we have a good bullish zone here. If it blows through this, we'll be looking to be bullish again following this trend line. So let's turn this one orange. We are orange already. EURNZD. Again. So we have a very strong resistance line that we've identified for this bearish zone. And then we had a trend line last week, and we've retested that trend line. So if we zoom in and we go back to our Fibonacci here, looks like it came up right about the 0.5, the 50 Fibonacci it's respecting. So we may have a strong retracement back down. It's too risky for me. I like that it retested this trend line. It got close to a Fibonacci, but here's where I'm at on this pair. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm not going to sell it down to the bearish. I'm going to wait till it's in our bullish zone here and then look at what this pair is doing. I like this way more probable than this. But some of you may decide you like a test of this trend, and that's a confirmation that you are coming down here. That's why trading is so awesome. Everyone sees the market's different. This is a good trade. I just like the probabilities better if we see this retracement and it respects, and we wait until price gets down to here. We see if we're going to get a break of this. If not, if it respects it, I think there's a lot more bulls ready to buy here than there are sellers here. EURNZD, so that's the one we're on. Let's turn this one yellow. Okay, Euro US dollar. Man, I'm bummed out because we called this one last week and touched that bearish zone. Look, it's sitting right at our TP1. Take profit 1. So that was an awesome trade. Now, if you're in this trade and you're in some good profit, you might decide to take half of your profit here, close half your order, and leave the other half to see if it gets down to our bullish zone. We have a lot of fundamental news this week, so, I mean, who knows what's going to happen. So, or you could just decide, take your profit, and, you know, maybe trade it back up to the bearish, look for a double top, then sell it again. Where I'm at with this pair, we missed it here. It's sitting at our take profit. So this is yellow. We're going to wait to see if we have a strong respect off of this, look for a double top. Or if we have a blow through down, we're going to look to be buyer here or here. Okay. All right. British pound. Crazy pair. So we broke through. We're looking at a retest. We're getting really close to, you can see this candle retested. If you bought here, you have been in a good trade. So what we're looking for here is price to come down, get in here again, retest, and we're buyers. So this one is active. It's green. So I want to keep my eye on it close. British pound, Canadian dollar. So we had price almost, this big indecision pin bar daily. That would have been a rough ride to be on. But it broke through. It's kind of respecting this, and then now we're halfway down. So This pair, I'm waiting to see if price gets down into our bullish zone. If it does, we'll be looking to buy, hopefully on the backside of our bullish zone. Gives us the best chances of making the most money. Just wait till price stretches to that far side. Don't jump right in as soon as it gets in there. Wait for a smaller time frame, push. Usually it's a fast, aggressive push on a 1 minute. Almost makes you think you were wrong, and then that's when you trigger in. Okay, so this one is yellow because we're not in a zone. British pound, CAD. So I'm already, Wally's already got me in 5 of these trades. So last week, I'm looking for a 6th rollover, and you can see we're just consolidating in our bearish zone here. So I'm still looking for this trade to come back down to that bullish zone. This one's active. British pound, JPY, perfect. We called it perfect. You sell, hit our bearish. We had this big indecision pin bar. So if you sold, right, you had Knoxville divergence, you're in some decent profit. We're not even at our profit target 1 yet. So good for you if you took this trade last week. This one's, it's not too late to get in it, and I don't see, you know, this would, if we were sitting right here, it'd be a bad time to get in it, but this isn't a bad trade to get in first thing on the open today. You know, after the spreads calmed down, we had a bust of 70 on the RSI. We were in our bearish zone. It would have been a great trade to take right here. It's still not too late though. Yeah, it's almost like you have a confirmation. You know, you have the strong pulse, and you know it broke through. So now, one thing to be careful of is if you Fibonacci this impulse leg, and you see how price hit the 0.23 and is just resting there. So you may have a really small pullback here, and you might wait for a double top. Now, if it busts through, it's a good trade if you catch it just right down to the 0.38, and you know, maybe take half your trade off, wait for it to take profit. But yeah, I'm kind of in a holding pattern here because it respected that retracement. Now, if I see a push back up, it stall out again, and we form a double top on the daily, I'm loving a sell again, all the way down to our take profits. So this one, not active. This one is orange. Okay, British pound, New Zealand dollar. All right, so we had a break of that resistance line. See it? And we identified a bullish zone. We had a retracement. It didn't come quite down to here, so we missed it. Let's do a Fibonacci on that impulse leg. So it completely respected the 0.38. So what this tells me is this is a decent buy trade now, because you almost have a confirmation that it respected this, a buy trade, at least back up to 0. So some of you out there may decide this is a buy up to 0, and you know, it's pretty highly probable trade here. Me, I am going to look for price to get back up to 0, stall out or double top here at 0, and then I'm a seller again. I'm a seller of this pair back down. That's a really good probable trade. But if we see it blow through 0 and start forming this upward trend, then you're gonna, you know, you're gonna become a buyer. Now, if you're a trend trader and you see this impulse leg and this pullback, that is what this is. A lot of trend traders out there, people saw it, respect that Fibonacci level, and they're buyers. That's what's gonna push price up. And it's more likely going to push it up till they're all taking their profit targets at 0. So that's where I'm looking to take that sell trade, where all these buyers hit profit. They either close their trades for profit, and price is going to double top, and I'm a seller back down to our bullish area. This one's yellow. British pound, US dollar. Again, we had a break. It's in a pullback situation. I'm not bullish till we get here. So let's go yellow. NZDCAD. All right. So we broke our trend line. We're now in a, let's just go ahead and get rid of that. Let's just put a line there and a line in our bottoms here. So now we're in this consolidation sideways channel, but price pushed pretty strong bearish after it touched our bearish 3 days ago. And now, we're in no man's land, but we should be looking to be buyer if we see a strong push down into the zone of respect to this support. Bam. Easy buy. Easy buy here, but you got to wait. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, same thing. Touched our bearish zone 2 days ago. Respected it. Great time to sell. It looks like it's still a decent sell, except for we had a little bit of a pullback here. If we go to a smaller time frame, what's that look like? Let's go to a 30-minute. Yeah, we had a little bit of pullback. I like it at least. You have Knoxville divergence here. Would have been awesome at this retest, but safe bet. Here's going to be the safe bet. Wait till it gets down here, or wait for a retest into the bearish zone. Then you got yourself a good sell trade, or if it continues down to this bullish area, you got a good buy trade. So New Zealand dollar. Okay, here's a perfect example of a false breakout. So it broke this, came back down. You can see we're in a trade here. We're looking for it to come all the way down to our bearish zone. So this is a good trade. It was a little bit of a drawdown, right? Because we took it right here, and then it came up. Drawdown against us. We didn't close it. We didn't freak out. Now, hopefully this week we see this pair come down to this bearish zone, and we have a good trade. This one's active. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Look at that. In our bearish zone 3 days ago. Sell trade down to bullish. And look, we're about halfway there. This is a positive trade. This one's active. US dollar, Canadian dollar. Ooh. So here's where we identified this channel, but we had a break. So he could have got trapped in a buy trade here, but why I didn't take a buy trade is it didn't respect this support. You see this strong bearish candle blowing through here. So now what we're looking for is a retest. It will be bearish again, but this may come all the way down here. Hold on. Here's what I like. We're going to be bullish here. Where's my tools? I don't know why my tools went away. There we go. So we got all this fundamental noise that's kind of clouding it. But you can see if I stretch this all the way over here, right? You can see why I'm bullish here. Price reversed last time it was in this area. We're getting to that area. So this one's going to be green for me because we are in bullish. We're going to be looking to be a buyer at least back up to this bearish area. If we see it blow through that area, this is a really good take profit number 2. Swiss franc US dollar. So we still have a Fibonacci on here. It's kind of clouding it up. Let's get rid of that. So we had a strong upward trend. We hit this support. We had a break of the trend line. And now we're back up in our retest zone. So I'm going to be bearish really soon. If we see it come up, test this former support, and it becomes a new resistance, this is a awesome trade back down to here. See that, guys? So, Fibonacci wise, it's gone way past, way past the 50%. If it retested here where our old bearish zone was, but now we're looking to see if it hits this line. If it gets back above this line, this was a false breakout and some people got trapped, I'll tell you that. So that's what we're waiting for. We got one more pair, the US dollar, JPY, our nemesis here a little bit. But you could see last week, it's just been consolidating in our bearish zone, waiting for a good break down to this bullish zone. We're kind of farming this double top. So we'll just have to see what the early parts of this week has in store for the US dollar and JPY. But technically, we're still in a bearish area. So we're looking for a good breakdown to this bullish zone before we're a buyer. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's Sunday setups. Like I said, if you got any questions, you want to see anything else, shoot me a message on Telegram if you're on my free channel. It's at AllenFX_CA. Or shoot me an email at dtpshow@allenfx.com. Have a great weekend, and let's go make some money this week in the markets. Thanks.